Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and hello if you're new. Make sure that you subscribe, that way you'll never miss out on another pick a card reading. I do it on my channel every single Friday. Okay, so I have my cat's hair over here. You probably see a lot more, but they like to walk around on my table. But today's reading is something a little bit different that I'm very excited about, and I think a lot of you are going to be very, very excited about because you can pick more than one pile if you need to. Let's get into it. What you're going to do is pick a spell. You're going to pick pile number 1. Whatever spell that comes to you, you may need it. You may need to do this to push an energy through. You may need this just to manifest a little quicker, or give you a little bit more insight, give you a little bit more clarity. So let's get into it. You're going to pick pile number 1, or the blue heart. Pile number 2, the red heart. Pile number 3, the black heart. And pile number 4, the golden heart. Which one is pulling at your heartstrings? I want to know. So we're going to go with that pile. And if you guys are interested in any one of these resin hearts, they're infused with intention, mantras, herbs, oils, and crystals for its specific intention. And we'll get into that, and you can even watch every single pile if you want to, for every single spell if you want to. With that being said, oh, if you want these, they're on my Etsy shop. We hand make these, hand pour these. They're on my Etsy shop. It takes about a month to get out to you because I do work them on a new moon and a full moon. So I just wanted to, I totally was about to forget to say that. But with that being said, let's get into the video. Pile number 1, or everybody that picked this blue heart. So this heart, the specific intention for this is reconciliation. And it's for reconciliation of relationships or reconciliation of yourself with your own mind, body, and spirit. So in this case, this reconciliation spell has a lot to do with you, with your mind. Okay, a lot of you, I feel like, might be struggling with an overactive mind, lots of thoughts, okay, chaotic thoughts, thoughts spiraling, worry, frustration, stress, anxiety, all of these things, okay, fears, doubts, assumptions, projections, all of that stuff. Now, what I do see, okay, is you have picked up and cultivated habits, patterns, emotions, behaviors, walls, defenses, energies from your past that have taught you something, and what it taught you is to build more walls and to build more defense and to be stubborn and get your way and don't trust anybody and always look over your shoulder and nobody has your best interest in mind and everybody's out to hurt you. I just feel like you guys are clogged up with a lot of this kind of thinking that's not serving you, it's not benefiting you, it's not raising your vibration, it's not opening your roads, it's not helping you. And that's why you were drawn to the blue heart. There needs to be peace in your heart. I feel like right now your heart's on fire. And then it's on fire, and then it's surrounded by a cage that you built of protection. But you don't need to do that anymore. You are out of that experience. Let's go into more newer experiences where you can experience these things with peace in your heart. The next card we have here is Temperance. Temperance is a very beautiful card because it teaches you that you need to balance everything. Pile number 1, blue hearts, okay? You need to balance everything. So that means you need to, when there is too much chaos in your mind, then you need to ground yourself. And what do you do to ground yourself? You have, when I talk about grounding myself, I always think about something I could do that feeds my 5 senses, because I need to bring myself back into earth and reality and physical reality. Otherwise, my mind goes up and up and up, and it can go crazy. So I feel like a lot of you deal with that too. And so there always needs to be a balance. When you feel like your mind is just overactive, that's your cue, that's your sign. Go do something with one of your five senses, okay? Aromatherapy, you can light incense, light candles, fill your home with the scent. You could use see, aesthetic in your environment. Change 27 things in your house. Feng Shui says. Change 27 things in your house and the whole entire energy will change, even if you move these things just an inch. You could do that. Taste. Try new food. Get your mind, because your mind is in the ethers, right? You need to bring your mind down to the ground, to earth, to natural, to reality. And we need to balance both. Sometimes we're way too focused on earth and natural and reality and our physical reality, and we're like, oh my God, this bill, and oh my God, I gotta clean that, I gotta do the laundry. Then you're way too much in the physical, and you need to uplift yourself into your mind a little bit. So that's where the Temperance card comes in. You need to balance your mind and your physical reality. As above, so below. These two things need to mend and be in temperance with each other, okay? And one thing with you specifically, pile number one, everything starts in your mind. Your mind has a lot of power, and I feel like that's your next journey, is cultivating the power of your mind. So look at this. These two cards right here. Connect to source and adrift in shallow water. Okay, so go within to discover what needs to be done and create the shift required to attract what you want. The shift for you, it's according to whether you're too much in your mind or you're too much in your physical reality. Which one is it for you? Because I'm sure you know. Okay, are you too much hectic in your physical world, or are you way too much up in your head? And then we have this card right here. Take a few deep breaths and reconnect to your inner peace. Notice the small things and appreciate them. Inner peace. This is a very huge intention of this heart right here. Herbs, crystals, everything in here. And it's even charged with Vishnu. Vishnu is Lakshmi's husband, and he is very calm, very water energy, and very beautiful. So a lot of you need to connect more with that water energy. And what is water energy? Especially when it comes to tarot, water energy is our emotions. Okay, so what happens when we don't connect with our emotions? We become off balance and we become stubborn. We lose faith in our source, our creator, and we don't allow ourselves to just drift and flow. We become rigid and tense, just like this girl right here, right? So the spell that was cultivated just for you, for your intention, has to do with rosemary and mint and the color blue. Okay, so here we go. I want you to get a blue candle, and I want you to get some rosemary and some mint. If you have a garden, you can plant it. You can get it from the grocery store. You can get the dried version. You can get tea. Just make sure it's 100% rosemary, 100% mint. You can break the tea bag apart and use that if you need to. But rosemary is something that you could use for your mind. I actually have a spell coming on my channel very, very soon. I've done this for myself, and it worked wonders and wonders and wonders. And I want to share it with you guys, but it has to do with rosemary. But I did it for my mind, for clarity of my mind. And rosemary is something that helps you just get clear in your mind. Diffuse it when you're studying, diffuse it when you're reading. You could light rosemary incense or burn rosemary when you're reading, studying, learning, all these things, focusing, concentrating, reading cards. anything that you're doing where you're using your mind and it involves just you like focusing on something, make sure you have rosemary around you. Burn it, diffuse it in a candle, whatever. And mint. Mint offers you clarity. Mint is one of my favorite herbs to work with because it opens the roads, it opens the doors, okay? It uplifts you. It brings in insight and clarity, and it just clears. It's a road opener, it's clearing, it's protection, and so is rosemary. But rosemary is more protection for a lot of the feminine, the divine feminine. Rosemary is very fond of protecting the divine feminine. So I feel like, that's very important right here, because when you're stubborn and rigid and tense and protective, you are so much in your masculine. And this blue color right here, it just asks for reconciliation of your masculine and your feminine both within you. Look, your masculine, your feminine, temperance, balance. Wow. Now, the turtle. Turtles for me are a sign of good luck, and every time I see a turtle, it signifies to me specifically that I'm on the right path. But that's because I made a pact with the universe and my spirit guides that every time I see a turtle, you're going to tell me that I'm on the right path. So that's just something that I did. And of course you could do that for sure. I actually learned that in the book, The Secret. You assign things to different things. And ever since I did it, every time I see a turtle, I swear I'm like, that's the spirit saying I'm on the right track. So I hope if you guys want to adapt that or get in on that energy of the turtle, you're on the right path. Okay? Your mind is just chaotic and telling you otherwise, filled with doubts and fears and all of that stuff. Forget it. Okay? You need to let it go. You need to ground yourself. You need to... The turtle also is this feeling of like belonging and feeling like you are at home. But in this case, I feel like, do you feel like you belong, and do you feel like you're at home in your own brain, in your own mind? Or does your own brain and your own mind constantly criticize you, sabotage you, kick you out? What's your mind doing to you? And this is your entire spell, pile number 1. Your mind, your brain, okay? We're going to shift the energy so that you find balance, you release this tension and rigidness, you find belonging, you just flow. You're no longer thinking of the bad memories, okay? A lot of you might be focusing on the bad memories. And it's just clarity, okay? Now, I read something a few days ago that I wanted to talk to you guys about really quickly, which is sometimes we are afraid to look to the future, and so we focus very heavily on the past. Sometimes we focus so much on the future that we completely forget about the past. But when do we live in the moment? Right now. And that's where I think a lot of you struggle. Either you're afraid of the past and living in the future, or you're afraid of the future and living in the past. So, which one is it? And that's where you need to find your balance. Okay? I want you to get a blue candle, rosemary, and mint. If you have a totem of a turtle, keep it near you. If not, that's perfectly fine. And I want you to write your name and your birth date on this blue candle, any shade of blue, tea light candle, chime candle, birthday candle, whatever you get your hands on. Okay? It's the alchemy of the candle that we are searching for, not the type of candle. So, after that, I want you to write your name, your full name, your birth date, all that stuff. And then if you want to, you can add a little bit of your hair onto it. And then you're going to coat that with an oil of your choice. Peace oil. If you get it from my shop, the Breathe oil is very, very good for this. Reconciliation oil is very, very good. Olive oil would work perfect. Okay, olive oil represents peace. So, olive oil, and then you coat that thing with rosemary and mint, and you light it. Okay? Light it and let it burn however much you want to let it burn. And then if you, don't leave the candle unattended. It's covered with herbs. snuff it out with a snuffer, and then go on about your day, and then you could burn it again later on if you want to. Keep working this candle and see how you feel after that. So that is your spell, pile number 1. I hope you enjoyed. Good luck with your mind, because your mind is very, very precious, and I see it right here. Okay? And I'll talk to you very, very soon. Bye. Pile number 2, or everybody that picked the red heart. This is a love spell, of course, right? So let's get started. Okay. Before I give you a spell, I also want to do a small little reading of why you picked it, what's going on, what I'm sensing, what I'm picking up, insights, clarity, all that stuff, right? So we're going to start right here. Spiritual connection. Our relationship has a connection that goes beyond this lifetime. I'm going to take a deep breath because I'm about to spill a lot of information. This reading right here, this spell right here, does not just have to be for a lover or a partner, but for a lot of you it will be. But for some of you, this could be a love spell to heal a relationship with a family member that was very important to you. So I did want to throw that out there. Now, the next thing that I want to talk about is this fear of intimacy here. And that's what I see is the block in your love life. Okay, so there's 2 different readings that I can be doing here. I'm gonna keep going back and forth. I hope you guys don't get confused. Take what you want, take what resonates, okay? But you're ready to let love in. For some of you, it's your partner. For some of you, it's actual love and intimacy. And for some of you, it's actually letting back in somebody from your family, like a long lost person that maybe you've been distant with for a while. Compassionately identify and begin to release any patterns that stop you from opening your heart. Grudges, past experiences that you have not talked about openly with this person, any boundaries that you need to be setting with this person. All of that stuff needs to come out. And that is where intimacy comes in any relationship. Relationship between you and your mom, you and your dad, you and your boyfriend, you and your girlfriend, you and your children. Whatever the relationship is, there needs to be intimacy there. And what is intimacy? It's when you open your heart, you're able to have deep conversations. You're able to talk about your fears, dreams, nightmares. You're just able to open up, right? So there are connections in your life that you want to heal and reconcile with and nurture and grow and thrive with, right? You need to let go of your fear of intimacy. Now, if you are on my OnlyFans, I just had a video that I filmed all about intimacy. And you could watch that over there, because I'm not going to upload that on YouTube because I can't. So if you are interested in something like that, you could head over to my OnlyFans. But before I get into this Knight of Cups card, because that's very important in your reading, I'm going to get into the herbs. So we're going to get into your spell. So now that we kind of know what's going on, we're going to get into the herbs that you're going to be needing for this spell. First of all, this heart right here is infused with love, complete love spell, monthers. It's been fed herbs, crystals, oils, all that stuff. Okay, so if you're interested, you could pick this up on my shop. They will be charged for 1 full moon, 1 new moon before I send it to you. But with that being said, I want you guys to get a red candle. Okay, any red candle, votive candle, tea light candle, birthday candle, jar candle, 9-day candle, whatever it is. We're using the alchemy of the candle, not really how big the candle is, how small, what a container it comes in, none of that, okay? So red candle. And then you're going to get these 3 herbs: cumin, rose, and basil. I'm going to get into these 3 herbs for you guys really, really quickly. Cumin, a lot of you, because intimacy, intimacy involves you feeling safe enough in another person's presence to open yourself up, right? So you have faith in their presence. So cumin is something that you're going to need to cultivate that in this spell. Roses. What are roses? Very, very high vibration, possibly one of the most high vibrations ever. And then unconditional love, very positivity, love, lust, romance, just healing. Roses carry one of the most beautiful energies of all, okay? So you're going to need, and specifically red roses. Make sure you get red roses. The vibration of a red rose is insane. And then you're going to need basil. Basil is for reconciliation. So you need to, if you do have this fear and struggle with intimacy, you need to reconcile with your mind, body, and spirit, with your sexuality, right? So we need that. We need to bring that in. The spiritual connection can have to do with the family member, lover, spouse, or even yourself. But all of this is a love spell to get your love life going so that you can experience your love life in the most best potential that you have to experience it in. Now, what you're going to do is take a red candle and you're going to write your name. And if you have a target, you're going to write their name too. Birth dates too. If you have your hair and your target's hair, you could bind that into the candle too. And you're gonna use either, if you have my love oil from my shop, you can use that. But if you have your own love oil, you could use that. If you don't have love oil, I want you to use olive oil. Olive oil is for peace. If you don't have olive oil, use coconut oil. Coconut oil is very, very good for head work. Okay, so right now we need to reconcile your head with yourself. So that's what we're doing, so that your love life can open. Now, after you do that, you're going to mix these basil, rose, and cumin together. Any form that you have, dry basil, fresh basil, roses, dried roses, rose incense, cumin, dried cumin, powdered cumin, whatever you have. You're going to mix it all together and then you're going to roll your candle on it. Roll your candle with it. And you light that. Don't leave it unattended because there's herbs all over it. If you need to walk away from it, snuff it out. And then just light it, okay? Now, this is very, very lucky love spell, okay? And here's why I want to say that. Because we have the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is marriage, proposals, fast action. Something that's going to come in really quickly, something that's going to come in really fast. So that's why I feel like I really do sense a lot of you have struggles with intimacy in your relationships, right? But these relationships are there for a reason. They're special, they're sacred, and you should not let them go. They're there to teach you something, to heal, to connect, to nurture, it's a beautiful relationship. And I feel like for some of you, it could be more than one. So here's your spell. Red candle, cumin, rose, basil. Do it. And watch how fast the results come in. If you keep a glass of water right next to your spell, I feel like this Pisces energy will help you a lot too. And yes, that is your love spell. I hope you enjoyed. If you're interested in my resin hearts, go ahead and head over to my Etsy shop. You can order there. Just remember that shipping is about a month or 30 days out, just because I work it on one full moon and one new moon for you. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you very, very soon. Bye. Pile number 3, or everybody that picked this beautiful heart. I'm gonna put it right here so you can see it. But this heart right here is filled with my protection oil, my in-house protection oil that I use myself. And I sell it on my shop. And I also have herbs in here, protection crystals. It's been fed with mantras with my Kali, Santa. And a lot of just protective spirits, my own spirit guides that I don't really share, but yes. And if you're interested, they will be up in my Etsy shop, but if you're not, that's perfectly fine. I want to say that your spell today is going to have everything to do with protection, and you don't need anything except salt and sage. If you don't have salt, you can use sage. If you don't have sage, you can use salt. And we'll get into your reading as soon as I put this right here. Hopefully you can see it. Okay. Take a deep breath for your reading. And let's get into your messages. Number 1, we have dancing in the rainbow. Break free from whatever you feel is holding you back and express happiness and find out what you truly desire. I have a few questions. And if you want, you can answer these questions in the comment section down below, or you can message me if you want to. What is holding you back from feeling free? Question number 1. What is holding you back from expressing your happiness? Question number 2. What is it that you truly desire? Question number 3. Either you do this in your journal, you answer it while you're in quiet meditation, sitting on your altar, sitting in your bed, in the shower, however you want to. Answer it to me, do it in the comments. I want to know. Do you think about these things? Do you make these things clear in your mind and your head? Because you should. Protection comes when you make your boundaries be known. That means with your relationships, with yourself, with the universe, and with your spirits. And also with the emotions, right? Boundaries need to be set with emotions too. For me, when the sun is not out, I get really depressed. And I needed to set a boundary within myself. Like, dude, okay, the sun's not out. It's fucking depressing as hell. But you need to get your work done. You need to get this done. You need to do this and that and that and that. So you need to protect yourself from that energy that makes you feel so clouded and down and depressed. For me, what was it? Lack of sun. So what did I do? I lit up my house with candles, lights, aesthetically, everything that made me feel good. So work your way around it. And that's what protection is, you guys. You set your boundaries and then you follow it. My boundary was, I don't like when there's no sun. It makes me feel really weird. And I haven't experienced that just until after I moved out of my house with my mom. I just, now, like, wintertime comes and, oh Lord, I feel so depressed. But I had to work my way around it. Like, you cannot just let yourself feel like that. You cannot. And for a lot of you, that's why I feel like this non-action card comes. Some of you just let yourself dwell and dwindle in that feeling, whatever it is. For some of you, it could be the same thing, like, you know, wintertime makes you depressed. For some of you, it could be whatever it is. Protection comes from setting boundaries. Now is the time to be still and not act. Simply breathe and focus on your own power and let others come to you. Again, set your boundaries. It comes from you. Other people will be drawn to you. Your lover will be drawn to you. Your family will be drawn to you. Everybody will be drawn to you when you set boundaries. Trust me. Now, 6 of Swords. A lot of you feel extremely attacked all the time. Okay, you wake up feeling something. You go to sleep feeling something. You go on about the day feeling something. If you have to go to work, you feel something and you don't like it. You feel attacked. Okay, this attack for a lot of you is coming into your emotional state. These daggers are hitting water. So they're hitting your emotions. Your emotional state feels attacked. That's where your protection needs to come. Listen, do this protection spell and watch how you feel. I'm going to get into your spell because we just finished the reading. You're going to need salt and you're going to need sage. If you don't have sage, use salt. If you don't have salt, use sage. But if you have both, it is even better. Now, if you have a knife or a dagger or an athame or a hatchet or whatever, like pocket knife, whatever you have, okay, something sharp. I want you to get a black candle. And I want you to write your name and your birth date on the black candle. And I want you to cover it with an oil. If you have my protection oil from my shop, it's perfect. If you have my Kali oil from my shop, it's perfect. I've seen some people try to copy my Kali oil. It's very annoying. But if you have mine, use it. And if you have Santa oil, if you have Shiva oil, if, like, it needs to be a strong deity. Hecate, Bast, Legua. These, if you have them, use it. If you have no oil, I want you to use coconut oil. Because coconut oil is, listen, if a coconut, the coconut's outer shell is so hard and so strong, but it's also covered with hair, and the inside is filled with liquid, and then this very soft meat. So use coconut oil if you have no other oil. And so you're going to use coconut oil, and then you're going to mix your salt and your sage, whether you have powdered sage. If you have a sage bundle, if you have a sage bundle, you can light the sage bundle and let the smoke purify the air while you're doing this spell. You're going to need your dagger if you have one. If you don't, that's fine. Get a kitchen knife and put it next to your spell. Black candle, your name, your hair if you want, your birth date. And you're going to rub the oil of your choice on it, and then you're going to just roll that across salt, okay? Whatever salt you have, even the salt you use for cooking, use it if you have it. If you have Epsom salt, if you got sea salt, Himalayan salt, use it, okay? If you have black salt from my shop, oh my lord, use that. I charge that with my Kali, so use that if you have it. And then you're going to light it. And if you have sage, mix it with the salt. If you don't have sage, then just use salt. Okay, so, I mean, you could get around this spell a few different ways. And then, after you light this candle, you're going to let it burn all the way down, and then you're going to throw it in the garbage. Okay? Throw it in the garbage when it's all the way burnt down. After your spell is done, I want you to take the knife, put it back to wherever it came from, in your kitchen drawer, under your mattress, on your altar, put it back. And then you need to surrender to non-action right after your spell. What does that mean? Take a bath, go watch TV, binge watch something on Netflix, watch a movie, go out. Don't dwell on this, and immediately do something for yourself where your spirit is having fun. That's all the directions I have for you for this spell. I hope you enjoyed, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you very, very soon. Bye. Pile number 4, or everyone that picked the golden heart. This is a money spell. I'm very excited. First, I'm going to get into a quick little reading for you guys, and then I will show you what the spell is to manifest and attract money. Okay, there's a reason that you were drawn to the golden heart. This is infused with crystals, herbs, and oils, totems, and mantras, and fed on my altar as well for the specific intention of abundance, luck, and money. There's oud oil in here, and if you guys are familiar with oud oil, it is one of my favorite oils. I've just experienced so much luck and doors opening with this oil, so much divinity, spirituality, beautiful oil. And so I infuse it with that. But your reading, let's get into a quick little reading for you guys before we get into this spell. First card we have here is Surrender to Joy. So a key to positive change in your life, pile number 4, is to let joy in and to savor it. Write it in the comments below. I want to know, when was the last time that you experienced joy? If you don't want to write it in the comments, send me a message. I want to know. When was the last time you experienced joy and let it in? And for a lot of you, I felt like it was a fear of, or a lack of money or abundance or finances. Indulge in random acts of smiling. What makes you smile? Let me know. Okay, so let me share with you something that makes me smile. My cats. Anytime they walk right into the room, I just can't help it. It's natural smiling. So what provides you natural smiling? Is it your favorite show? Is it an incense? Is it a book? Is it your partner? Is it a person? What is it? And is it some random thing throughout the day that the universe presents you with that you should be smiling, but you don't? During both the hard and easy times, keep surrendering to your joy. For a lot of you, I feel like you succumb and you surrender yourself in this mentality of lack. And especially when it comes to your finances, abundance, money, success, those kinds of things. Okay? We have here, help appears in various ways. Okay, so here it says, there is much support for you, pile number 4 with the golden heart. Listen, sometimes you may get so adrift that you forget to look to the support systems that are already within your community or already around you. Community could be anything. Community could be your neighborhood, your actual community, like your, whatever community that you're in. It could be the community of your spirit guides. Okay? And then we have the Queen of Swords. So hold on. Before we get into the Queen of Swords, I want to mention with this help appears in various ways. If and when you do this spell, I want you to keep your eyes and ears open because help will appear. Whether that be help from spirit guides, help from the universe, help from financial corporation, help from your bank, help from your partner, help from your family, whatever the kind of help that you need. For a lot of you, it's financially. Keep an eye out, keep an eye open for that opportunity after you do this spell. Okay? Now let's head over to the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is this divine feminine being that is very nurturing, soft, creative, can handle work, children, family, house. They can handle everything. And this Queen of Swords is also very sharp with her tongue. So here I need to tell you guys, a lot of you, I feel and sense this need that you need to be a little bit more sharper with your tongue and your mouth. Set more boundaries when it comes to money. Are you giving it away too much? Are you spending too much? Are you hoarding it? Are you hoarding money? Because I know people that hoard money. And I don't recommend that that's a good thing because everything's energy. You got to keep everything moving and circulating. Okay, so you need to keep spending at least a little bit, even if it's $1 at the dollar store. Circulate your money. Okay? Queen of Swords is somebody that can handle everything. And in this case, you are going to be receiving help in some form or another. You need to do something that makes you happy right after you do this spell. That's a huge ingredient. So what makes you happy? What makes you smile? For me, if I did this spell, I'd go right to my cats right now and just cuddle them and play with them. What is it for you? Okay, after you do this spell, I want you to go do that one thing that makes you smile. Because you're surrendering you are surrendering your energy. When you surrender your energy to the universe right after a spell, it's one of the most powerful things you could do. Let's move on to your spell. Now, this golden heart right here, I want you to get a gold or a yellow candle, okay? I want you to inscribe that candle with either a knife, a needle, a pin, whatever. Sometimes I use the back of one of my incense sticks. Like, just use whatever, okay? Inscribe your name, your full name, and your birth date onto the candle. I want you to use an oil to anoint the entire candle, rub it on the entire candle. It could be money oil. If you have my money oil from my shop, perfect. I've been working that oil for over 10 years and you get a bit of my oil in that oil. You can also use olive oil, coconut oil. You can also use grapeseed oil. Grapeseed oil is really, really good, and almond oil is really, really good because those things grow in abundance. So yeah, if you don't have those, you could use those. And then after you do that, I want you to mix a little bit of bay leaves and a little bit of nutmeg and roll that candle all over it and then light it. Do not leave the candle unattended because it has herbs on it. If you need to blow the candle out, don't blow it. Snuff it out with a snuffer and then go on about your day and then return to the candle anytime you need to, okay? And after the candle is completely burnt down, you want to bury it in your backyard or your front yard. You can use crushed bay leaves, broken bay leaves, whole bay leaves, bay leaf powder, and then nutmeg. You could use a whole nutmeg, crushed nutmeg, whatever you have, nutmeg oil. I actually sell bay leaf oil on my site. If you guys are interested in that, you could use that for so many different things. But bay leaves and nutmeg, okay? These two things bring an incredible, incredible amount of luck and opening the doors and opening the roads, specifically with finances and money and success and career and all of those things, okay? Light this and then see how your energy changes. See what comes about. Because I really feel like a lot of you you have a lot of abundance right there, sitting right in there in front of you, but there might be like a block or something. And sometimes in my case, in my life, I just do a little spell and the universe will help me move past my block. And then what happens? You surrender yourself to all the joy that you wanted, which in this case, you guys, was a golden heart. It was finances. Stability in your finances, feeling safe and secure in your finances, money, career, job, right? Use this for luck in your money, your career, your bank account, your job, all that. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you very, very soon. Bye.